love.
Yeah, all right.
We on. Oh man. Hello everyone. Today is a lucky Thursday because you got both Angela and I here hanging out on Spirit Guides After Dark, where we're going to be channeling your soul erotic questions, whatever is on your heart today. And so my name is Jenna. I can tell you a little bit more about myself here in a minute. And we have here, who do we have also?
Oh, I'm Angela.
We're
I was
already.
thinking of like you're introducing the crew. I'm like, well, we got angels here right now. We got spirit guides. We've got sexual teachers here right now, and a few ascended masters. Actually, more than a few. We've got
Yeah.
lots of beings here right now.
Gosh, yes, exactly. So yeah, no, that's what we're doing. Hey, you introduced them, so good. Wow. While we are tuning in for the evening, we're gonna get to questions here. And so before then, I'd love to share a little bit about me and what I do. And so I am a channeler. I channel with source and universe. And all that is, I help tune in to guide people back into the remembrance of themselves. I work with a lot of subconscious beliefs and where is it that we learned these things that program us to believe that we are not worthy, that we are unhealed, that we are not perfect, all of these things, and how does that create our reality? So I do that in a lot of different ways. I do inner child healing workshops, retreats, and then I co-host here with Angela a podcast called Erotic Spirit Podcast. And so we have our latest episode up here. So you can tune in, subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe to Erotic Spirit Podcast. And today's episode, I just want to drop it in here. Today's episode was juicy. It was juicy as they all are. The pleasure button no one told you about. So you're gonna want to tune in and subscribe to that one. and then you tell us who you are, Angela.
My name is Angela. I'm a psychic and a medium, a dream interpreter, and I practice quantum touch energy healing, energy work. And my biggest passion is just communicating with spirit and being a good bridge for other people to communicate with spirit. And I love helping people build their own stronger bridge with spirit because everybody can do this. Everybody's got these gifts. So that's my passion. And I talk to any divine being that wants to come through. I love doing this stuff. It's like it's a party and everyone's invited. There's so many more beings out there than we know. And it's always an adventure to see who will show up.
Oh, you never know. You never know. And what do you feel? Do you feel like you want to share any little tidbits about today's episode that we just dropped?
You know, the biggest thing would be men. This isn't just, I mean, it's two ladies talking on a podcast, but this episode is also for men, and our show is also for men. I think men are underserved in this department, so we are an equal opportunity. I want to say equal opportunity lender. That's not what we are. We are equal opportunity shares of information and channels. So
yeah, I love that. Yeah. Tune in. This is definitely for all the people out there, but definitely men. There's a lot related to men's health. We had the beautiful opportunity of interviewing Michelle Alva, and she's got decades of knowledge of experience in all these beautiful areas, that it's not just coming from energy. There's science, there's nervous system, there's tantra, all this stuff. So you're going to want to tune in and see what she's got to say. So, yeah. And as we get going here, I'd love to just start to set the container here. So, as you come in, start to just allow yourself to settle into your space. I actually feel a lot of energy around expression today. So, we're going to start to tune into those areas and start to relax your body here and start to relax your mind and even just take a breath in, focusing on that throat and heart space, focusing on your connection there, your being, your essence, your love. And just actually start to breathe into that throat space, breathe into the expression of who you are. Love, putting all that energy there, letting that energy swirl as you breathe in. And when you breathe out, even just sigh it out with some sound because no one can hear you. And breathe in again, breathe in all the way from your root chakra, your pelvic region, all the way down from your womb space. And everyone has womb space here energetically. Move that energy, feel that energy move up the spine, through the throat as you breathe out, side out. Ha. Beautiful. Dropping into your body. If you feel that you feel tense, or if you're not sure if you feel tense, just take a moment to soften the body, recognize where you are in your body, breathing in to the energy of all that is through your body. Grounding in truth and love. All that is. When you breathe out, soften that body, letting it just be. Beautiful. Coming back to the space in the container here, and feel free to open those eyes at your pace. Totally at your pace here. Yeah. And just let yourself just bring awareness to the room, bring awareness to your body, to your mind, dropping in deeply as we see this container opening up for the evening, setting in this space and acknowledgement of no judgment to self or others. And if you recognize that you are in that space, though, having compassion, recognizing any projections, any aspects in which you feel uncomfortable, and honoring all of that in the moment, not suppressing it. That's how we create a safe container when we start to feel safe within. Beautiful. All right. How are we doing?
Happy.
Happy. All right. So, let's get this party going here. If you are new here, as people are tuning in or rewatching this, feel free to drop your comments in. We do read them after. I've seen things coming after. And feel free, not necessarily if you ask a question, it may not be live energy, but yeah, feel free to let us know where you are tuning in from and hit that like button, and feel free to drop in a question. Ask anything: intimacy, pleasure, spiritual connection. What is on your heart today? What is on your heart? Yeah. Do you have anything you want to share?
No, just there's some big beings coming in, so I'm very interested to see. I'm interested to see what's in store. Every time we do something like this, I just have the feeling I just work here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just work here. I'm here to pass on what comes through, and the awesome part of that is it's always an adventure. Don't know what it's going to be, and I get to hear it as much as everybody else does. So
Yeah.
really excited to see what comes through tonight. It feels big and really mellow.
Yes.
Just really big energy, like heavy in a good way. Very
Yeah.
peaceful, very big.
I love that. I
I
love
feel like
that.
we have extraterrestrials coming through tonight.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, it would not be surprising. I was just at, and it's not surprising for either of us, but I was just at the channel panel and they were firing out their questions or their questions. They were firing out their energy. So,
Mhm.
okay. So let's jump into a question here. I have one that's popping out. So this is a question. There's just a bunch of questions downloaded in before, and see what comes in. See what comes in. So what does sacred union actually require from us energetically? Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
ask. So the first thing they're asking is, what do you think it is? They're asking me. So
Mhm.
that's part of the answer. They're asking me, so what do you think it is? It's That's such a creative and broad question. They're asking me that because it's what our intention is. It's what it is to each of us. I know some
Yeah.
people, sacred union is, monogamy, getting married in the church. Some of it's, whoever your primary partner is, that you have certain rules that are sacred to you, but then you go out and play with others. And sacred union, boy, for me, sacred union, the first is always between me and God and me and myself.
Mhm.
And then it flows out to everything else.
Yes.
That's what it is to me. That is my safe spot. So that's interesting. So what is it for you?
Yeah, I actually was gonna say, start with where you ended, which is with self, right? So sacred union is, to me, recognizing source, God, universe, however you call it, higher self, is not in separation. And so when I see myself through that love and not disconnected from self, I feel like I embody such depth of my own being. Yes, I am living in this body and I'm living in this lifetime, in this time. And however you believe it, I believe I'm a multidimensional being. And when I flow from space of presence and understanding of myself, that is sacred union. And when you meet that, I believe when that is met within, that there is no separation outside. And I believe sacred union happens not in just romance and partners and all of that. It is sacred union with the divine, and as we see the divine within every single being of consciousness outside of us. And there's just like this, like I'm getting this visual of this energetic cycle of like flowing from me and my connection out into the world, and that projection out of that oneness moving back into every connection, every being that I meet, and that flowing back in within me. So absolutely starting from within. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is a part here too that's like, what does it actually require from us energetically? And the word require, I know, was put in there, but it's like require makes it seem like it's so like this is it. It's like black and white. And everything is so infinite and limitless, but it does invite in presence. Like when we are really present with ourselves and our desires and our needs and our wants and how we want to show up today, that presence allows us to actually see ourselves truly in in love and not separation from the universe, and not in, confinement. No matter what our circumstances are, we can be the human, we can be in the emotions, but then we can see ourselves through love of that. And presence would be that big part there, energetically, like being aware of what non-presence is and how that shows up and how we create that. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that came flashing through is intention. Intention is
Mhm.
everything. And passion, love, you can't fake sacred union for
Yeah.
sure. It's the passion, the love has to be there. Some of my like most sacred moments, my sacred union moments are when I am by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So
Yes.
just, and sacred union is one of those things that I don't feel like it's something that we have to work at. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
Something we have to really push at, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Sacred
Yeah.
union is just, you do it because you cannot be any other way, because it's so, you love it so much, you're so
Yeah.
passionate about it, whatever it is, that it's that
Woo.
love, that passion that creates the union.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're for I think of it as a spiritual practice. If you are passionate about racing cars
Mm-hmm.
and you feel it and it brings you joy and you're obsessed with it, that is sacred union. That is
Yeah.
a sacred union moment. But if you're that same person and you're like, I want a deeper union with, God, creator, I'm going to make myself go to church. I need to do this. I'm going to make myself meditate. And nope, that is
Mm-hmm.
not sacred union. It's where the passion and the love is. That's where sacred union happens, whatever that looks like for people.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It's like whenever someone says, I have to do this, um, that's that's the force. We don't have to, right? We get to. It's
Not the
I am.
force, not like the force with a capital F, like Jedi Force, but force.
Yeah. Yes, that is very true, because there's forces at, yeah, but it is that, yes, it is absolutely like that space of moving in. And I love how you said, like, it, whenever something just is, and I just kept hearing I am. It's like that flow of just like I am, and so it's just effortless. It's just here. And I feel like that flows over. I kept hearing like to talk about sex as well, and our sexuality. And when we are in alignment with the flow of who we are, and we get to express that out openly, however that looks, that that energetically is also so effortless. That does not mean that there may be any discomforts along the way, because it might be out of box to feel it actually in alignment. And maybe like, I don't know, like I never did that before, but I feel really good about it. So it's a little bit of, it feels imbalanced, but it really, once you're in that space, how it feels to me is, wow, this is such divine love and flow. And that's only how I see it. So yeah, it's definitely different movement and with sex and sexuality as well, and how that can even show up too with a partner, just like this flow of love, because one has love within self and they are creating from that space, and that energetically gets to flow out in that magical space of making love. So
They're showing me an image. Good points, by the way. They're showing me an image of a long-term couple that's having problems.
mm,
And the message coming through with that is if you are in a sacred union with another that's not feeling so sacred anymore, which that's just life, that's just people.
Yeah.
We have a tendency to try and fix it outside of ourselves. Like there's something out here, there's something in our relationship that we have to fix. And so we tend to turn the focus outward. The message coming through is when that starts to happen, turn inward instead. It's time to pull back and reassess yourself and find that divine connection within yourself first. And then it flows outward from you. So if you are in a long-term relationship that's kind of hit the rocks and you're having a hard time, don't go into despair, pull back and go within self first. Because when it gets to that point, it often feels like a runaway train and like it's something too big to be managed or just not even knowing where to start. So go within first and build your divine connection back up. And whatever that looks like for you, it doesn't mean you have to like go to church or sit in meditation for 5 hours. For a lot of people, they've put the things they love on the back burner and it's starting to come through to the rest of their life, including their relationship. So are you giving up what you love? Are you running yourself into the ground? Are you not giving yourself as much consideration as you are giving other things in your life? All good questions to ask. Conversation starters with yourself, but it's totally doable. And this is one of those things where I hear people talk in Tantra where you can meet someone and have this mind-blowing energetic or sexual experience with them, and you've just met them and have sacred union. And we know we're all connected, so it's possible. But like you were saying, it's that presence and it's coming from within. So you can share it with anybody. It just overflows. This is not sacred union is our natural state. So if I had to say, what does sacred union actually require based on the information that's just come through? It's love and honoring ourselves first. And then it just flows out from us. We do what we love because we love to do it, not because we have to do it. And that creates sacred union.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
I do too. I love it. I love these awesome teachers that come through. Just thank you. You're just the best.
Yes. Oh, I like it. And so this is actually going to flow. It's going to flow. And as you guys are tuning in, feel free to drop a question in. Let us know what's on your mind here, or just say hi. We're just here. And we have a question here. How are people confusing attachment with soul connection right now, or just in general? Yeah.
Confusing attachment with soul connection. I don't know. Let's ask. How are people confusing attachment with soul connection? They're funny. They said attachment makes you feel bad. Soul connection is not. So first thing out of the gate, attachment makes you feel bad. And what they're showing me is someone who is sitting at their desk at work, but their mind is running circles about their relationship and being anxious about it. And like those things, like wondering why they didn't call, or having, oh, he said this morning, and worrying and obsessing about what is going on with the other person or the state of the relationship. That is attachment. That's lack of attachment. Attachment feels bad. Attachment, now I'm going off on my own. Let's see what else they have to say. They're saying attachment is all about the other person. It is all about being attached to the other person's actions, what they think. It's focusing outside of oneself on things we have no control over whatsoever.
Yeah.
Soul connection. Well, let's ask about soul connection. Soul connection it's basically what we just talked about. It's what's flowing out through you. It's you feeling like, I am so excited I have this to share. It feels like sharing from a full cup. I can't wait to talk about, I can't wait to share. I have so much I am so excited about, even if it's not like about the relationship. It's one's passion coming out from oneself, and it just creates connection. It can't not create connection. It is naturally connecting when we are in that state of thinking and being.
Yes. I
What are you?
love that. I love that. Just other layers, like attachment is one-sided, where an attachment to someone or an experience is like can also be about you, like, and your space of maybe may not think of it as lack, but it's like if someone is not calling back, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
don't have all the information, but you're running anxiety and worry. There's some form of feeling of lack within self, of like worth or whatever it is that is running, like why it might be like, why am I not worthy of someone calling me back or texting me back? And meanwhile, it's like there's maybe no even established communication of, or you're just getting to know someone
Mm-hmm.
and they're working during the day and they don't have time to text throughout their day, right? So that one-sidedness, it's this, there's some space or some thing within self that is creating this one-sided connection that is through illusion of whatever is lack within self in that experience, where soul connection is more of flow. And I mean, it's saying it's unattached, right? So it's the opposite. It's not attached to an outcome, because ultimately um love does not have love cannot be contained in a box. So soul connection is just a deep understanding of self and other. And even that may mean that it is not the right fit for each other to be in romance, to be friends, to be business partners. That soul connection can still be there, but it's about presence and truth, as opposed to I need you to do this. It's about how does one feel, honoring that and respecting both sides without having the attachment to the anxiety that this has something to do with me, versus it just is. This is just the flow and it is moving in this different direction just because.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like how you said attachment, like you're trying to fill something in.
Yeah.
And that's the other case. It feels like without this other person, like you're hollow. Like
Mhm.
you need this relationship or you need this current connection to fill something within yourself.
Yeah.
That is attachment.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in soul connection, it feels like I have so much excitement, so much joy, so much
Mm-hmm.
peace, or even empathy. Even if it's in a hard time, you have so much to share,
Yeah.
even if it's just your feelings or your support. It's that feeling of I have to give, not I have to have.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that doesn't mean not receiving. It's that feeling. It's that knowing. It's that knowing that you are enough and that what you have to offer, people desire, and that it's worth giving to other people.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people who are, I want to say stingy or non-giving, not very outgoing of themselves. A lot of the time they feel like it's because what they have to give is not worth giving.
Yes.
It's not a lack of I'm going to be greedy and hoard it. It's not worth giving to anybody, so I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's that connection with self again, and then
Yeah.
going out into the world.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. And this is an interesting space too, like in our sexuality and sex as well. Like the one thing that I heard coming through was it definitely related to how I used to operate, this feeling of like um attachment of the way that I wouldn't even say expressing my sexuality. It was more of like projecting my insecurities of feeling not worthy enough or not whole or complete, and projecting that insecurity through having sex with people that I did not want to have sex with.
Mm.
And so it's like that instead of that soul connection where it was like, oh, like I'm dropping in like to this experience and this is exactly what feels really, really good. And it can ebb and flow from moment to moment, but it's like the attachment to this experience is going to tell me something that I didn't know about myself, and it's going to tell me I'm worthy. And so I'm creating this experience not knowingly through the unconscious mind, and that filling it with this void within through sex. And then you sometimes you don't feel good afterwards, and you just keep repeating that cycle, right? So it comes down to I'm hearing like, how can you tell and discern? And there's a lot of like, how do you feel after? Do you feel anxious? Do you not feel good about yourself? Do you feel like you're repeating the same cycles, as opposed to like this experience that you create with that's a soul connection? You get excited, and afterwards you're like, I did what I wanted, and it was like, this is it, and that was beautiful, and this happened, and it just flows out differently, right? Than as
Mhm.
that attachment to that, like, oof, what is it telling me now? I'm anxious because it actually didn't feel the need. It couldn't feel the need because it's being created from an unconscious place versus intention.
Yeah.
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 So that's my piece, and I said
I like
it.
it.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, we're flowing into the night here. We're dropping into a little over halfway here. So tuning in. There's a couple other questions we got queued up here, but feel free as you guys drop in. Drop in. I'm actually gonna drop up our website here. Just as people are rewatching this as well, eroticspiritpodcast.com. If you are tuned in and you want to send a question to us in the future, or just send in a question to us right now, we're live, but you can go to Spirit Guides After Dark. It's a tab located on the website, and have a question be asked in a future live. So if you're looking for something more anonymous, all good. That's something that's there for you too as well. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna drop into this question here. Oh, gonna drop in. Where is the collective still holding shame around sexuality?
Every fucking where. That was Where it's holding it.
Drop the mic. Like, that's it. We're
Yeah.
done.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah. And
I
like,
look forward to the day when sex and shame don't go hand in hand.
yeah. So how do we help people? Like, what are ways, right?
Yeah.
What's
See,
ways of pulling this apart more?
let's ask. Let's ask. Where's the collective?
Ooh.
That's what came through for me. Let's ask. Let's see what they have to say. See if they can reframe it in a different light. Because we all know it. We all know it's there. This is the other thing. You know how you get used to living a certain way? It could be even like, it could be hell, but you're so used to it that you're just like, yeah, this is just how it is.
Yeah.
It's just the way things are.
Yeah.
This is how I feel sex and shame have gone together, and people just hand it off to each other. Sex and shame, here you go, tied together, hand in hand.
Tied together.
And we've all, like, humanity's gotten used to it. So, all right, that's my soapbox on that. Let's see. Where's the collective still holding shame around sexuality? Let's ask.
And how can we support that shift?
You go first. They're saying you go first.
Oh, me go first.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so what wants to come through around this is, actually, we were talking about this recently, and so there's a connection to understand shame, and shame can mean many things. There's a connection of shame connects to non-acceptance, not accepting. Okay, not accepting oneself, and that can be caused from many different ways. It's wanting to go down to like our worth and our what we are actually worth, or where those beliefs come from. So in society, well, it's going to society. Society sometimes tells us, actually quite literally, what we are worth. There are certain cultural beliefs. There are and there are even things that people say. Like, one thing's coming into mind where it's like, just relating even to just say woman. Okay. um I'm seeing a vision play out in my head where someone tells the little boy, "Don't do that because you're going to sound like a girl." Well, what is wrong with sounding like a girl, right? Or vice versa, right? Vice versa. Don't do that. You're going to sound like a little boy, right? And so it's already in the framing, so embedded in society as like these phrases that are just passed on and passed on to that one way is delineated as one way, and this is the way that's acceptable in society for this person, or this identity, or this projection of maybe little girl, little boy, whatever that may be, and that society can be deeming like what is acceptable, and that gets passed down, and we learn at such a young age that, oh well, yeah, it's not, oh, I don't want to sound like a girl. And then to be able to project that outwardly, that becomes such an unconscious space that you speak out in the way towards then woman, of not wanting to sound like them. And so there's such a non-acceptance there, and how it relates to sexuality. Actually, there's a lot that's coming in related to men right now, men and like boys, and shame or non-acceptance around their healthy, just being in their healthy libido, having these feelings move through at such a young age, and just being a natural kid in that energy, and like the acceptance of that, or as what's coming in is the non-acceptance of that healthy energy, which is just life force energy moving and flowing through us from when we were born. That does not stop. And so the can start there. The shame can start there, and that bridges out into sexuality, where then it becomes where one suppresses their what would have been their healthy sexuality and their sexual energy or their arousal. And so it becomes hidden, and then it becomes distorted, and then it perpetuates in unhealthy ways as one gets older. So it's really referencing even society and the way that we project even former roles and identities of what kids are supposed to be. Um, that's one. We can go down the rabbit hole with this one, but yeah, that's one coming in.
When you said healthy, said like healthy energetic response, you were talking about erections, like teenage boys running around.
Yeah.
Healthy, natural response. And man, if it happens in public, it is ridicule, shame,
Yeah.
pain, teasing, or outright you get into trouble.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get
Absolutely.
on that one.
Yeah.
So what's coming through is holding shame as sacred. So I was raised Catholic, and they're showing me, they're showing this image of the church I went to school in, which I love. I love nuns. I love the love and care and joy that my upbringing was fueled by. I had great nuns. It's the framework that love came through, and their beliefs that I feel is flawed. Because guilt and shame, sacred. Oh my gosh. In that spiritual tradition, sacred stuff. I remember I graduated Catholic private school in 8th grade, and to celebrate, I went with my friend and her family to this beautiful monastery to spend Easter, which is like the high holy holiday of Catholicism. So we're at this monastery, and I'm walking through it and just feeling the peace and the awesome just energy of this space that people have invested so much of their energy in. And I can hear the monks singing, and it is like the sound is beautiful. And as I walk and get closer, I can start to understand their words. And the words I was hearing they were singing about how unworthy they were, how full of sin they were. And it just hit me. I was so angry. They were using their own will against themselves, their own truth against themselves. And that's when I left the church. There's something about that experience that hit home to me, that using such beauty to cause such pain to themselves.
Yeah.
But that was shame personified and glorified, and a living ritual. So holding shame let me see where they wanted me to share the story. Let me see what the point is. Shame is not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be proud of. It just is. And it is not holy. Shame is not a holy quality whatsoever. They often don't speak in absolutes. This is not my opinion. This is what's coming through. They're saying shame is not holy. It does not lift you up. It does not glorify God. It is something that is used to control other people for their own ends. So now this is interesting. So now they're showing they've shown me this image before. I think we've had this conversation before, but it's coming through again. They're showing shame as like hooks that are in people, like hooked into their back. And it's like a handle. You can grab that hook and steer someone any way you want.
Yeah.
It's having power over people. It's creating a weakness in their character, in their belief system that is so easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
And again, done with the best of intentions. So they're showing me right now, like through history, going back generations, especially they're showing me in the Catholic Church because that's the images and framework my brain works with. And they're showing back and back and back, and they're showing somebody who's really sneaky and manipulative, wanting to manipulate someone for their property or their money. And then they're showing me another priest who's well-intentioned, but wants a young person to behave in a certain way because they're concerned, and they're showing like sexuality. They're showing like a 15-year-old young man who's watching a girl working outside, and the priest getting after him and saying, no, that's, it's shameful to think those thoughts, because the priest is worried about this young man knocking this girl up. Which was a no-no. So it's manipulation, either with bad intentions or good intentions. It doesn't matter. It's still manipulation. And shame is a really good handle for that, for people.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else. No, they're good.
Yeah. I like that. And there's a layer adding in like with the intentions, because like perception of good and bad, well, bad and good is perception, how we see it, right? And then there's like truth of all that is, and like just that clear channel. But this perception, when it leans into like say or wants to be added in, is what could be seeing as like good intention, right? Is like projection through maybe like their own insecurities, or their own, like you said, this aspect of wanting to control, because seems like it's for the betterment of society, when that control is really outside of them, and there's some sort of distortion in their belief system around control, around the fact that one thinks that they have control outside of them. And so, right, that's projected, even though it's like, hey, we want society to function, and we want, right, like all of these things. There's still some sort of root there of like, there's something within me. It's my responsibility to make sure that this society is kept safe. And so that's where the intention leans on that side, and it's still in a form of control, but it's maybe perceived as like good from self, because it's like, okay, I think this is for the betterment of society, when meanwhile that's one's belief system, right? And that's being projected out, which is not in their, which that has nothing to do with them, but they still feel that calling, that responsibility. So yeah, I feel that. Definitely. Shame is, if you're tuning in, I think I love how you said in the beginning, where is the collective still holding shame around everywhere, or shame around sexuality? Everywhere, guys. It is everywhere. And like there's an experience too that me and you have talked about that's different in our experiences, because I didn't grow up with that. I mean, there was like a religious aspect, but I didn't go to church. So I heard the things being said, but it was that was not the primary root of my shame. And so I didn't even know that I had shame. I actually we had this conversation recently where I I'm like, I have to define at one point in my journey. I'm like, I have to define and understand what that means and where it was being tied back to. Cause for me, it was related to the sexual abuse I went through when I was younger. And that was so repressed. I didn't remember that. So I didn't know that there was an experience of attaching my worthiness to that sexual abuse. Like, if I'm not worthy of being loved in the way that would have been nurturing and in the capacity of that truth and love, but the sexual abuse happened, well, I unknowingly, unconsciously attached my worth to that experience, and throughout my life I projected it in many different ways, but I didn't know that I was attaching my worth like that. That's where that came from. There were other experiences too, but there was like a piece of I had to peel the layers back. I didn't know that I was actually in a space where I was so unconscious, and that goes into like some of the repressed stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some of like even the feeling of like not wanting to be touched, and that being such a big, and I have actually quite a bit of clients that come to me for this, and I know it's because of what I went through, where they're attached to this worthiness or unworthiness of like feeling that true nurturing being held as I should have been held, right? Instead of experiencing sexual abuse. So it's like I'm not worthy of being touched and held. And so I don't like to be held or touched as an adult. And it's all connected, that worth there.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to unpack some of our like things that we don't like to do or we don't like to experience. And is it because that we're not feeling worthy of that? And so sometimes we have to back into it. Like it's not just going to be black and white. Like, oh, I'm in shame of having sex. It was like, no, there was trauma and I shut it out, and now this is my experience that I'm creating from that, which is not always black and white there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the root of shame is feeling like there's something inherently wrong with you.
Yeah.
There's some if we're feeling like there's something wrong with us, that it's something we have to fix.
Yeah.
So easy for someone to manipulate us. So easy
Yeah.
for someone to go, yeah, there's something wrong with you. Oh, I have the answer. You
Yeah.
do this. You do this and it will be all right. But that feeling and that questioning of God, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me
Mhm.
because I like this, because
Mhm.
I had an erection in church, because
Yeah.
I like guys instead of girls or girls instead of guys, or
Mhm.
because I don't want to wear my burqa, or it's all these things are so arbitrary and they're cultural. It's crap we made up. All
Yes.
of this is stuff we've made up. As human culture, we've just made it up.
Mhm.
And so when we go against what other people have made up, or we have adopted from what other people have made up and decided, again, if we're not like that,
Yeah.
then it makes us feel like there's something wrong with us and
Yeah.
something has to be fixed, when it's just somebody else's creation. It's
Yeah.
just somebody else's opinions and what they made up.
Yes. Yes.
Nothing wrong with us. But
Yeah.
then if somebody says there's something wrong with you, we have the answer to fix it. Oh, they have you. You're done.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
In Catholicism, as soon as you pass through the vagina into the world, you are screwed. You
Mhm.
have original sin. You're tainted. There's nothing you can do about it.
Mhm.
Jesus needs to save you. Your priest needs to save you. Lots of saving has to happen. It's really vague about,
Yeah.
you know, how this sin happened and how it comes through, and you're just toast.
Yeah.
And so again, it's just great handle on you, turn you wherever they want you to go.
Yeah.
So whether we realize it or not, humanity loves to control other humans. We are
Mhm.
obsessed with controlling each other.
Mhm.
Um, All of us.
Yeah.
One way or another, we all have those moments where like, if they would just do what I say, everything would be fine. The world would run. We've all been there. And it's that need to control. If they would just do, everything would be okay.
Yeah.
So when people in power, who doesn't mean they have bad intentions, it's just that focus of, if they would just do what I say, everything would be fine.
Yeah.
You have the power to back that up, then that's what happens.
Yes.
So, and then it becomes culture. It becomes law. It becomes, for good, bad, ill, whatever your opinion is. If whenever we have power, it just shows us what we are. It's how it just gives us further reach to exercise who we are.
Mm.
So these people who have this strong opinion, who are in power, can have further reach. But
Yeah.
it's just somebody's opinion.
Yes.
It's what somebody else thinks. So
Yes.
take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. And we are I am the only person that can give this thing this meaning. Yes, maybe I learned it, but after a while, I'm still like the creator of that meaning. I'm still giving it the ownership by playing into that. So, for some reason, it's dropping that at the end. It's like, only I can give this meaning. So if I see something and I'm not like, that doesn't fall in line with my thinking, then change it. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. So I like that juicy one at the end. So I wanted to end with this, just pulling up a couple things here. If you are tuning in, have tuned in kind of in the middle, wherever you're at, watching this later, come sign up at our website, eroticspiritpodcast.com. Feel free to tune in there. Ask a question in Spirit Guides After Dark. You'll be able to ask a question there, connect there. And we go live every Thursday. So whatever you're wanting to ask, right? This is the safe space. And so drop that in there, and then I'll pull up my info here just as a reminder. You can find me at myawakeningwithin.com, and there's all kinds of things. We can do one-on-one sessions, check out my retreats. I have a free embodied awakening webinar next. It's May 20th. I forget what day it is. Maybe it's Wednesday. So come tune in to receive more understandings and how to be fully in the body, to feel safe in the body, to move and operate in the world from that flow there. So tune in there, and then I'm going to pull up your stuff here, Angela.
It's coming any second. Spirit, what's coming through before I even go into my stuff is to remind you that you are perfect as you are, that there is nothing wrong with you. And when you tell yourself that and you remember it, that's when your authentic self really bubbles up and takes hold. You are perfect as you are.
Yes.
My website is www.angelashelby.com. And if you would like a reading or a dream interpretation or energy healing, which can be done long distance, please reach out to me. I am no longer doing in-person appointments right now because I'm going mobile. I have sold my home, my place of business, and I will be traveling a lot. When I will be in person somewhere, if you would like an in-person meeting, I will put it on my events page. So just keep your eyes out, but super excited to possibly be coming to your neck of the woods.
I love that. And then I'm just throwing up here. I'm just throwing back in just a reminder on our website where you can find if when in doubt, you can always look at eroticspiritpodcast.com. But there's also the newest episode. So feel free to drop in deeply into that. Subscribe to the channel. This goes to YouTube, but it's also on Spotify, Apple, and all the major platforms. You could type in Erotic Spirit Podcast and you'll find us. So come follow us there, subscribe. And the episode today was quite juicy. All things prostate, men's health, so many beautiful things there. So anything else you got there, my dear?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, it's so fun being here with you guys today, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you next week. So thanks, and